Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a subject that I'm really passionate about and that I believe you guys are very interested in as well, which is the whole concept of dressing up and looking more polished in real life day to day. You guys, here I am editing a video talking about the importance of always looking polished and well dressed, while ironically having a hair clip on my hair from when I was styling it. So excuse the clip, hopefully you'll be able to ignore it because I just realized I had it on. That just goes to show you can't be perfect always, so that is a great tip as well. As I've mentioned a couple of videos ago, I went to the US for about 3 weeks and I really made an effort to look at what people were wearing because a lot of my American followers always leave me very similar comments saying that they would love to dress up more, they would love to have more fun with fashion, but in their context, in the cities where they live, it would just seem kind of out of place. And indeed, I have to say that during my trip, I saw a lot more leggings and flip-flops and sweatpants and pajamas worn in public and overall casualness than I had anticipated. So I understand where you're coming from. I even saw this commercial, I don't remember the brand, which had this tagline that sounded something like, "Remember when casual Fridays were a thing? Now every day is casual day." And I just wanted to cry. And I'm also not saying that everyone in the United States behaves like this, and I'm not saying it is exclusive to the US because I have seen this all over the world. So I think I'm justified in my preoccupations. So I wanted to explore the subject together as well as share with you a few practical tips on how to look a little bit more presentable, a little bit more dressed up without too much effort. But before I move on to the practical side of the video, why should you make an effort when everybody else around you seems to just have given up? Well, I'm a big believer in leading by example and being the change you want to see in the world. I know that nowadays we have this overarching philosophy of to each their own, but I think we're still very much influenced by the people around us, by what they do, what they wear, their values, their morals, their actions. And I also think that when someone carries themselves with confidence, with respect, with dignity, that person is much more effective in influencing other people than someone who is a bit more, on the back burner, a little bit scared of taking a position. So if you want to be better dressed and you want to see that change in the people around you as well, you have to be the pioneer. You have to be that first person who makes it okay, who gives off the credibility and kind of opens the door in a way. And of course, clothes do not define who you are. They do not give you your value and dignity as a person, but they do send a message. I mean, even Steve Jobs, who only wore black turtlenecks and jeans, was trying to send a message. So we can't live in fantasy land thinking that what we put on our bodies is not communicating anything. It absolutely is. So when you look more presentable, the message that you're sending is not, please look at me, look how pretty I am, look at my pretty clothes. The message you're sending is, I respect myself and the people around me enough to not just roll out of bed and wear the same clothes that I wore for 8 hours of sleeping. The message you're sending is, I have consideration for my workplace. I respect the servers who are doing their job at a restaurant. I put in the effort to dress myself because the musicians on the stage have made the effort to wear a smoking while they're playing on the orchestra. I mean, it is a no-brainer to me, but it seems to have been very forgotten in our society nowadays, and it kills me. And when you're on this style journey, you will get comments from people, usually mean ones, saying things like, who do you think you are? Who are you trying to impress? Where are you going dressed like that? But a person who says that, especially with a mean connotation, is probably trying to make you feel bad about yourself because they didn't make the effort. So the solution to that is not lowering the bar for them, is to actually respond with confidence and with a smile and say, I'm dressed like this because I like it. or I'm dressed like this because I wanted to reflect the respect that I feel for you and for everyone else around me. Simple, classy, shut it down. Now, enough with the talking, let's get to practical points. My first tip for when you are transitioning into looking a bit more dressed up is to substitute one piece from a casual look into something that is a bit more tailored. What I mean is, if you want to wear jeans and sneakers, instead of going for a cotton t-shirt, perhaps wear a shirt, something a bit more tailored. Or if you're going for a very casual top and shoes, opt for some tailored trousers. I know it can be very comfortable to wear a sweatsuit all the way. Go for a summer dress instead. It's these little changes that make a lot of difference. I see this trick being used all of the time where I live. Italians will often have that look of being comfortable in their own skin, of looking really cool, but still looking very polished. And that is due to those tailored items. And this is also a great moment to look for pieces that have that tailored silhouette, but that also have elements that make them more comfortable to wear. Such as I was saying, when you're wearing a shirt and you want to make it comfortable, instead of going directly into Oxfordshire territory, that can be a bit much, opt for a linen relaxed option. I love the ones from H&M, from Polo Ralph Lauren. I know Banana Republic makes them, Quince, Everlane. You get that button down feel without being overly prim. Another favorite piece of mine would be kind of elasticated waist tailored pants. These will have the shape of a trouser, but will usually have some type of elasticated band around the waist, making them very malleable and easy to wear. I will usually throw on one of these in the beginning of the day and forget that I'm wearing it for the rest of it, which is a great sign. Also, substituting sneakers and flip-flops that sometimes can be very, very casual looking into something that is still comfortable, like driving shoes, like ballet flats, like Chelsea boots that look more intentional and that look more styled. And again, I repeat, if you want to have the comfort of a sweatsuit, but you're kind of going into your lazy but chic girl phase, go for a dress. It's a no-brainer. It's a throw-on, easy piece that requires no other additional pieces, so you're not having to do your little fashion formulas calculation. You just throw it on out the door. But unlike sweatpants and sweatshirts, you can style it up. You can make it look more sophisticated, more interesting, more styled just by adding accessories. You can take it into nighttime. It's the solution to many problems. Many problems. Tip number 2 is, when in doubt, go for neutrals. Anything looks better, anything looks more sophisticated when it is in a neutral color. I had a little fun with Photoshop because I wanted to make this a visual example. Look at these two pictures. Which one looks more elegant? You know what I mean? It might seem boring, but I'm not just talking about black and white here. If you think of earth tones like browns, like tans, or when you think of more deep shades like a navy or a burgundy, or those more blush tones like nudes, like beiges, all of them are neutrals, but they are so much more sophisticated when it comes to a color palette. So when you go to a store and you like a piece and you're not sure if you are ready to go into that vibrant floral print, see if they have it in a more muted color palette and go for that. Tip number 3 is quality of fit and fabrics. I talk about this all of the time, but it bears repeating. I have made a whole video about it if you want to check it out. You can make a pair of jeans look 10 times more expensive if they fit you properly. And a dress that is poorly cut, made in a synthetic flimsy material, will always look cheap no matter the price tag. I have seen really bad dresses that are very expensive. So don't think this is a budget issue. It is a matter of selecting what you choose to put into your wardrobe, and it connects a lot with some comments that you leave me sometimes about, I have very limited budget for clothes, I cannot afford to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars in quality clothing. I think that it's kind of a fallacy, because today we have access to so many brands that offered mid-range prices, but when you're paying a little bit more, and when I say a little bit more, is spending $20 on a t-shirt instead of $8, you are getting something that will last you a longer time, that will fit you better, so you'll wear it more confidently and probably more often, so it will pay itself in wear. And you're not just buying something that will be stuck at the back of your closet to never be worn. Tip number 4 is to get used to shopping online. And I know this can be an adaptation to some people. Some people don't like the experience of buying online. Perhaps the customer service isn't always great. Maybe you like that physical, kind of more personal experience of going to a store and talking to a sales attendant. I get it, but at the same time, during my trip, I went to smaller cities and towns where the only place a person could really shop for clothes was Walmart. And nothing against Walmart, but it's not really known for its stylish, sophisticated options, is it? So when you open yourself to the amazing world of the internet, you kind of get access to a lot of brands worldwide with a huge range of prices, of styles, of service. I live in Milan, they have all of the stores here, but I like the comfort and the ease of just going to a website and seeing the whole selection. I'm always stalking Benetton, Mango, H&M, COS, Cezanne, Lily Silk, Goelia. It's a whole world that you have access to that if you didn't go online and made that first purchase, you wouldn't be able to access. Tip number 5, it's also something that I always talk about, which is to never underestimate the power of hair, makeup, and nails. Again, here I am talking about the importance of having your hair looking good while having my hair looking like this. This is something Milanese women specifically will name directly. They will say, I can be wearing my worst outfit in my wardrobe. If my hair looks right, I look good. People will compliment me. I don't know what the magic is, but it works. I am wearing a very simple shift dress, but the fact that I have my nails done, the fact that I have some makeup, the fact that I have some hair, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I look pretty chic, even with a big bump. You know, it's very simple. You don't need much to look good, but you need the right things. Put in the effort into the right things. Next tip is to start small. This is more of a behavioral tip, but I know that going from not dressing up at all to making the effort every day might seem like a daunting task. So before you build that daily habit of looking more polished and presentable, choose situations that will be open to that. Like, for instance, you're going to a dinner party, you are going to church on Sunday, you have a wedding or something like that. Those are the situations where you can really exercise dressing up a little bit more, feeling the waters, and building up your confidence as you go. And last tip, it's also more behavioral. If you're feeling a little insecure, perhaps a little embarrassed, find people who will do it with you. I find that sometimes when we are in a group, we feel more at ease. We don't find that those insecurities creep in as much. So maybe you have a family of 4 or 5. So you decide that on Saturdays, everybody goes out to lunch and dresses up, or perhaps you're going out with friends and you decide that the dress code for your little date is going to be English afternoon tea. Just having those peers, those people to support you and to not make you feel like an alien might be not only a fun experience to do together, but also the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful fashion journey. This is it, everyone. I feel like I've rambled. My throat hurts because I've talked too much, so I'm gonna end the video here. If you have any other tips or any other comments or impressions, musings that you would like to share about the subject, I would love to hear it. I am a big fan, proponent, advocate of dressing up. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see each other again next time. Bye bye.